And then written news can be Burmese or noble ones, but can be also very ordinary ones. Longchenpa mentioned the various, like who are obtained noble means who have seen path, see the true nature of phenomena, yet enlightenment. That we call noble bodhisattvas. Can be like that. Then we call very ordinary beings, means fully ignorance. Even not close to see the true natures, etc. And can be great Ndakas, Ndakinis, Vidadaras, and so on and so forth. So if you see the Buddha Shakyamuni's teaching, there's 9 yanas. And followers, also we have various different teachings. So likewise, and you're talking about the retinue is like that. Then about the term, perfect term. Perfect term is, Longchenpa says, since the first Buddhas taught, like today's day, like Dharma wheel of training, right? Training of wheel of Dharma. First training of wheel of Dharma until today. You could say, I think, perfect train in this case. And then perfect place is also depends, that the student very high level, like who have above the seeing path or first booming level to 10th booming beings, their places you could call akanihita, because your realization is very high. Akanihita means highest place. Realization is high, and because of that, your vision is very high. And therefore, the place is high. Place is something that vision, what you see, we call place. What you hear, we call teachings, right? And akanihita, and can be also cemeteries. Cemetery, right?
Oh, yeah.
Journal grounds. I think the most, Guru Padma Sambhava traveled to in many different Indian places, and most he receiving teachings in jhana grounds. Most profound teachings he received in jhana grounds. And that means that perfect place is jhana ground. And if you read the 84 Mahasiddhas, and most of those places are some kind of, I think jhana grounds, as well as also where they selling meats, what they call?
Butcher, slaughterhouse.
Or slaughterhouses, and who make the smith, I think, right? Smithing places, smith places, and etc. So therefore, also the perfect place can be various of the different things.
Fishing, you probably mean fisherman, cook.
Okay, can be like Teropa and Telopa, right? Awesome. So this is like, I think, general of these 3 kayas, the 5 perfections. But then, as I mentioned, of these 3 kaya itself is really oneness. And why these 3 kaya appears is because of this difference, students, different merits. So actually, the really, Nirmanakaya, in Goyanga authentic, they're talking about really Nirmanakaya is that the more the full moon, because that is really manifesting from the new moon, really from them. And then the water moon, and this is like manifestations of the manifestations. So that means there can be also manifestation of the manifestation, manifestation of the manifestations. So there's like emanation comes one limitless, you could say, okay, limitless. So Guru Rinpoche and Taras, they in the prayers, they're talking about 100 millions of the manifestation of Guru Penma Sambhava, Ayatara, etc. So all these are the depends of the needed and merit of the sentient beings. However, even that looks like different places and different retinutes, different teachers, but if we think of the if we do not understand this oneness, and we do not understand really Buddha. So why we today emphasize of this three kaya is that, and here we try to introduce about three jewels. And when you introduce of three jewels, then we really need to know about the really Dharma, really Buddha, really Sanghas. So this today main subject, I wish or would like to you guys know well about this three kaya is oneness. So in that case, then Buddha is primordially enlightenment, not something that he studied from that in this world. If you are not primordially enlightenment, you cannot call Nirmanakaya. You cannot call manifesting. Nirmanakaya, what the Nirmanakaya means. Nirmanakaya. There's, I think, few different meanings in Sanskrit, but Tibetan we call Tulku. Tulku means manifest, manifestations, emanations. And Sanskrit they call Nirmanakaya. So Nirmanakaya, I think somewhere Nirvana and Nirmanakaya is little bit same, which is no anymore cause and result of the suffering. That is, I think the form is called Nirmanakaya, you could say. However, Dhammakaya is called Chuku, Sambhogakaya called Lonku, Nirmanakaya called Tulku. So Tulku means manifest, emanations. So if you are not primordially enlightenment, you cannot call you a Nirmanakaya. Understood? The Nirmanakaya is more like based on the merit of the sentient beings. So therefore, we cannot really say that Buddha is like this. Only what you see of this Buddha. We cannot description. Because we cannot description Buddha, what Buddha appears in Bodh Gaya. That is one part of his Nirmanakaya, not all. That cannot judge, he is belong to this and that and so on and so forth. Because that was the only word this Zambideva can see, can hear, can feel. And Zambideva's merit of like appearances of Buddha or Nirmanakaya of the Buddha. And we cannot discretion or judge that Nirmanakaya. We cannot judge of the whole universe or 100,000 of the universe Buddhas and Bodhisattvas too. So therefore, as I mentioned, that groups of the practitioners, their description of the Buddha's activities are very different. So, for instance, Buddha has 12 major activities. 12 major activities, at the start from the beginning, he kind of intent he will born in the world. He came from the Akanishita or this golden, I think, desire realm, Tushita, like elephant, with elephant or whatsoever. Since that is the one major activities of the Buddhas. And then he entered into the Shakya's, the wife's womb. Sorry? okay, and born in this Zoe Nilakipa, study, practice, meditate, these are this different like major activities. So in Hinayanas, they only accept the enlightenment activity is after it become fully enlightenment. And then they said, after, teachings, nirvana, paranirvana, etc., those are the more enlightenment activities. And before, those are the not enlightenment activities, more like ordinary activities. So Hinayana, they are describing like that. But Mahayana, in the Uttara Tantra says that never separate from the Dhammakaya, yet he display 12 major activities. That included, since he are moving from, manifest from this Akanuhita or Tuhita, Sanskrit Tuhita, Tibetan word called gardening. From that, and everything is enlightenment, major activities. So even that word, if you really think, then Buddha is primordially enlightenment. And even that words, we should understand Buddha is embodiment of the three kayas. One is of the Dhammakaya of Samantabhadra, Sambhogakaya of the five Buddha family, Nirmanakaya of the all these six Buddhas, and every is a one. Right? Okay, that is the one thing.